Hello everybody. It is me, that divination witch. I hope you're all doing well. Now I'm back with another video in my series of talking about spirits and deities that I have met. And this deity was requested for me to talk about, and that is Loki, which you'll have guessed by the title. And before I talk about Loki, I just want to say that this is, my experience, my UPG, unverified personal gnosis, and it's my opinion. So without further ado, let's talk about my experience with Loki. Alright, if you don't know who I am, hi, my name's Sarah and welcome. Of course, I go by that divination witch online. I did start on TikTok posting readings, and now I'm here. I'm on YouTube. I share my journey, I share what I've learned along the way, and I just try and be down to earth with it all. So if you like that, please hit subscribe. And I do have a link tree below if you're interested. I've got an Etsy store and a Patreon where I offer readings and other services. So yeah, check it out. Thanks. Hello, this is Editing Sarah, just in with a quick little sound bite. So I'm editing this video for Loki, and you'll see in a second, not a second, further in the video, I describe how he appears to me. And with these videos, I use Photoshop and AI to generate the images of the deities closest to what they look like to me. And normally when I do this, the deities are with me. Now, I need to tell you guys, and Loki requested I put this in the video too, so I'm putting it in now. I asked Loki his input on generating what he looks like, okay? I put in redhead, slender man, Viking, because it doesn't know what Norse is, green eyes, pointy ears. And this is what I got. Tell me that isn't Loki without telling me that isn't Loki. You'll see some other snippets of chaos in this video. He is hilarious. I can't lie. He is hilarious. So yes, I have included his special picture that he wanted me to, hence me chatting right now. He's also been making the video skip when I'm editing, and I've shouted at him, and now I'm afraid that I'm going to get smited. All right. Bye. So, yes, Loki. All right, I think most of us will know who he is now. Even if you're not into spirituality, you'll have probably heard of him from Marvel, the Marvel movies and the Disney movies, Thor and Loki. Those movies don't really accurately portray him at all, but they're fun. They are fun. And if it wasn't for those movies, I think a lot of people, this is a hot take, but a lot of people wouldn't really know who he was. I do think there are a lot of simps out there for Loki because of Tom Hiddleston. I mean, he is attractive, you can't deny that. And Loki himself, personal opinion, I think he likes it. I really do. I think he likes that it's brought attention to him. I don't think he minds the portrayal of him, Tom Hiddleston, but actual Loki looks nothing like Tom Hiddleston, and actual Loki isn't Thor's brother, and he isn't an evil guy. Loki is a trickster god. He is in the Norse pantheon. He was a Jotun that was adopted into the pantheon and is kind of like a blood brother to Odin. And Odin and he have a very complex relationship. But in my experience, they love each other very much and very dearly. And it's brotherly love, and it's love that's like, right, well, I can kill my brother, but you can't. I can shit on my brother, but you can't. It's that kind of vibe, a sibling rivalry, but also a love. If they had an external enemy, then they would band together, I strongly feel. But they've hurt each other in many ways, and in the mythologies, I feel for Loki. I feel, in a way that he is demonized. The Norse myths are Christianized. A lot of them were written, when people were Christian, the Eddas and the sagas, a lot of them were, retellings, let's say. And so Loki is put into an adversary role, into a devil sort of role. And is that fair? I don't know. I don't think it is. That's my opinion. But we all need somebody to be the bad guy, and that's Loki in a way. He's said to bring about Ragnarok, which is the end of the world. He had children with Agraboda, who is another giantess lady, and someone else I'll talk about one day. His 3 children with her were Queen Hel, a queen of the underworld, Jormungandr, which is the world serpent, and Fenrir, the giant wolf. And all 3 children got a rough deal. You know, Hel was outcast, Jormungandr was thrown into the sea. He's said to wrap around Midgard, which is Earth. And Fenrir was bound and chained because it was said that these kids would help Loki bring about Ragnarok. And then he married Sigyn, another goddess, and had sons with her, and those sons were brutally murdered. Hello, it's me, Editing Sarah again. I forgot to mention his other child, Sleipnir. I may have pronounced that wrong. Sleipnir was an 8-legged horse, and he became Odin's steed. And that is something with regards to Sleipnir that it's linked with Yule. I've mentioned it in a short before, but Odin is said to be like Santa Claus, and the 8 legs of Sleipnir like the 8 reindeers of Santa. However, Sleipnir's conception was interesting, let's just say that. Loki shapeshifted into a horse, and that's all I'm going to say about that. But he wanted me to mention Sleipnir. It's said that Loki was punished, and he was bound and tied up, and he had a snake dripping venom on him, which Sigyn, being a goddess of loyalty, she would catch the venom. She never left his side as well. And it's dark, it's said that he breaks free, causes Ragnarok, all this. But before these things have happened as well, I mean, Loki, he killed Balder, he caused general mischief, he's done some funny things as well in the mythologies, but that's in a nutshell who Loki is. How does he appear to me? Red hair, flaming red hair, and I think that is a consensus. His personality type reminds me of Rumpelstiltskin, but specifically the Once Upon a Time Rumpelstiltskin. He doesn't look like him, but he sounds a bit like him, and he's always got a double-edged sword, let's say. He can be so kind and so caring and loving, but he can be teaching you a lesson at the same time. He is this trickster, remember? And he can fool and trick you into doing stuff. Not always that it's bad stuff, but more that, well, it's stuff that you maybe didn't want to address. And he's teaching you a lesson. It's like Rumpelstiltskin coming up with a deal, and he has said dearie to me before. But yes, flaming red hair. He is very slender, tall. He has pointy ears. I would say like an elf, but I don't want to offend him. And he is normally dressed in like plain trousers. Oh God, sorry, bear with me. I've just thought there. So I had to answer the door. It was a parcel. And that is a very Loki thing to happen. I was thinking that when I went outside to get it. I was thinking, this is so Loki, so chaotic. So it makes me laugh. I'm going to keep a bit of that in. Whew. I also didn't talk into the microphone. Right, so this video is very chaotic. You can tell Loki's here. That was a parcel I wasn't expecting. So I thought when I went outside there to get the parcel, that's very Loki, disturbing the video on purpose. and having a little giggle because I can hear giggles. And then when I come back, I forget to talk into the microphone, and then that's even more funny. That is Loki. That is him in a nutshell. Just pranks, just silly little giggles. I love him for that. I really do. So I was describing how he looked. So yes, beautiful. He is saying beautiful. Oh, he's very much here. He looks beautiful. Red hair, very flaming red hair, pointy ears. He has a prominent nose, and he has green, sometimes blue, and sometimes red eyes. It depends on his mood, he says. He says he can shapeshift. He can do whatever he wants, like any other god, but normally he's slender and tall. He was a giant, so it makes sense. And his attire, I was trying to explain, it's like he's got loads and loads of layers on. Like he wears a simple Norse attire, like a linen top and linen trousers, and like I would say moccasins, but I don't think they are, like slip-on shoes, plain shoes. But he's got a million necklaces. So many necklaces, beads, jewels, crystals, gold, silver. He's got animal teeth. He's got runes. He's got like bangle things up his arms, and he's just so amazing. And now the rabbit is going crazy. He's like a hippie, I suppose, and his red flaming hair is kind of messy, long, and he wears like a headband kind of thing. Yeah, he's amazing. He's cool. So what does he feel like to me? Well, there you go. You witnessed it. He is a bit of a prankster. Him just being around, little things like that happen, It's just like little practical jokes. But he has a serious side. He does. And I've witnessed it. And I've worked with him, actually. There was a time where I did work with him for a while. It's a complex story. So I'll try and give the condensed version. So I worked with him on my inner child work because of him having this childish side. He really spoke to my inner child, and he helped me. He did. He helped me process some things and helped me learn to have fun again. And like, sometimes we can be childish, and that's okay. It doesn't mean we are a child. But sometimes we've got to just be a bit crazy and just let our hair down and let it go. And that's what he taught me, that's okay to do. However, something personal happened with me and Loki where I don't want to say what it is, but I did feel like he betrayed my trust. And this is between me and him. We've moved past it now. But for a long while, which I've talked about on the channel before, but for a long while, I didn't speak with him. I only spoke with him for other people. I just didn't want to have his help anymore after I got upset over something, let's say. Looking back, it's probably a trigger and something that Loki wanted me to work on, which he can do. He can do this. It's like a double-edged sword. That's what I talked about, how he could be having fun, but also something bad might happen. And I guess this is why he's demonized sometimes. I didn't blame him, but I just didn't want that around. And since then, I've apologized, and so has he. And we've made up. But I don't actively work with him right now. It's to never say never. I work with his daughter, Hel. But yes, there was a time where I got upset. Some really bad things happened, and he was part of those really bad things. He let them happen, and I felt betrayed. That's basically it. He let them happen, and I felt betrayed. And I couldn't see that this was to teach me to be strong, and that I could handle it, and that it might feel chaotic at the time, but chaos has its place. It really does. When it comes to Loki, my opinion, he's a very loving guy, funny, like we just witnessed, lovely energy to be around in that regard. If you are going to work with him, be prepared to have some pranks. Be prepared to deal with some serious shadow work as well, and be prepared to get triggered, whether you like that or not. He will do it. He'll do it to you. And And you might fall out with him like I did. But then it'll be fine in the end. It really will. I promise you. All right. So if there's any deities you want me to talk about, anyone that I may have met or worked with, experienced, I can give you my opinion if you want to hear it. That's absolutely great and fine and fantastic. Anyways, Loki's totally influencing me now. So take care, stay safe, and stay witchy. Bye.